The visit of the Pope is not leaving us yet. But for those of us in the media, our look is a little different. We try to look at it from a very different perspective altogether. Let us start with this. Who is this? Just look keenly. Leave a comment as to who you think that person is. And this as well. This other one, yes. So let me know who you think these people are before we get into the real business. Of course, so welcome to Community Connect. On Community Connect, we're trying to solve a couple of problems. We're trying to share a couple of successful stories or things happening in communities, but it's not news time. All right. So we simply just share things we'll find worthy to be shared and to talk about. And then we just try to see how this is impacting community. We don't, it's really not about news, really. The thing could happen new. And so when they come on Community Connect, they could look like news. But then, have you left a comment on those two people already? Yes, please. If you have not done so, just go back. Leave a comment very quickly. Look again and see who is in the picture and leave a comment for us. And so now, generative artificial intelligence is almost everywhere, and lots of people use it for many reasons. During the visit of Pope Leo the 14th to Bamenda, it actually emerged that people in Bamenda and maybe elsewhere also have a strong love for generative artificial intelligence or generative AI. And lots of people actually did lots of interesting things. You saw people shaking hands with the Pope in many places that you would not have imagined that they will meet the Pope, right? But of course, that's happening on social media. That's the beauty of the space where we'll find ourselves in. People actually bring their dreams and their wishes to life on this social media space, and that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, not so, but all the same, sometimes for people who work on information and they are bothered about authenticity and truthfulness, sometimes become a little disturbing why you want to give that kind of an impression that things like this happen when they did not happen. But here, we're not judgmental anyway. You have the right to do what you want to do. It's your life, it's a free world. Do whatever thing you want to do, it's your business. But know that for those who govern, as soon as those things are against the law, they will definitely come for you in instances where you mess up completely. Okay, that said, let's come back to our pictures. Now we're going to begin with picture number one, and we'll try to do comparison. We'll start with this picture of somebody wearing a beautifully made togo. According to many people I have seen posting this picture is supposed to be Pope Leo during his visit to Bamenda, when he came to Bamenda and lots of gifts were given to him, and that also included him wearing this atogo. All right. And in my neighborhood, you know, on Mondays we have no resumption of activity, so we have time to chit chat with neighbors and talk with people and other things. So while we're discussing, somebody actually said the Pope was given a beautiful atogo. And then I tried to raise an observation as to where. So the guy brought me this picture. That's why we're having it today. So when we got to our working space today, we said, let us come back to this subject and have this conversation. So look keenly. Now, let me bring a picture of the Pope. Let me put the two pictures together. And you tell me now, if the person you said before is the same person you're saying is now. Okay? So we'll try to do the comparison. Look at their details. Do they look the same? I am not too sure. Also, physical observations suggest that this is not Pope Leo wearing this atogo. There's another version of the atogo. Let me show you this other version as well. Okay, now these versions, two of them, he's wearing caps. Compare their faces. You have time to do that. Okay, so you can say for sure this is not the same person. If there is somebody, he's almost looking like Pope Francis of late. That's the immediate past Pope. If you look at the person wearing the atogo, it's almost looking like Pope Francis, right? So it's not facially or physically, the person doesn't look like Pope Leo at all. Now let's look at this other one with him without a cap. You see that it looks more like Francis. Francis was never here in the first place, so it could not have been a real picture, or maybe he wore the atogo as well. But this is not even Francis actually. It just looks like a Francis. It's not a Francis. So I can say for sure that these are not Pope Francis anyway. These are actually pictures that have been generated using artificial intelligence, to depict the Pope wearing a toga. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. The picture I've shown you already, you can see a chasuble. That's a big dress that the Pope wears over all other dresses that he wears for us. And you can see that it was beautifully marked. I'm getting information thanks to a Capuchin friar, Reverend Father Duffy Joseph. He's sharing with us that chasuble was actually marked by the Dominican sisters. They are based in Bambui, and they are known for doing other beautiful things as well around the church. So, I mean, it's so nice. It's so nice to see that. So, I want to say that if you can see for sure, this is what the Pope wore while in Bamenda, from every indication, and not this one. Not this one, because first, the person doesn't look like the Pope, and we have not seen on any official platform of the church indicating that the Pope wore something like this. Okay, that's it. Now, I also showed you another picture of the person who was kissing the tarmac, or kissing the ground, or yeah, almost like kissing the ground. I don't know whether it was actually kissing or what happened there, but well, from our findings, we gathered that Pope John Paul II was fan of always doing that each time he visited the country for the very first time. Yes, that's what we gathered, that Pope John Paul was always doing that. I think he sent today, Saint Pope John Paul was always doing that each time he visited the country. And so he would do that. Now, I decided to put these two pictures together. Look at this one that is being shared to be Pope Leo, and then this other one, which is also this way. You will notice I choose this one because this is where I could have Pope Leo actually bending down. That was when he was in the hospital in Douala and was visiting some patients, and so that's him looking down on a child. Okay, so now you compare their faces. Look at their nostrils. Look at the nose, not the nostrils. Look at the nose, and then you look at the hairstyle from the back. You can say for sure that these are not the same people. Okay, these are not the same people. Look at the facial expressions while bending down, or the facial structure while bending down. You can say for sure that these are not the same people. So we can conveniently say that this was not Pope Francis, because I actually saw some very many people sharing it and indicating that Pope Leo actually kissed the soils of Bamenda when he arrives. Well, I think he's not. From all our observations and from the comparisons we've made to you, I think that is not. For the two instances, one, the person wearing the atogo, the full atogo, and whether with the cap or without the cap, we can say for sure that it's not Pope Leo. And the other person who is wearing or who is kissing the ground, of course, we can link that person to Saint Pope John Paul the second, and not Pope Leo during his visit to Bamenda. I think we can leave it here for today. We just say let's come for this moment, but then we invite you to visit hilltopvoices.com to read our continuous coverage of activities around our communities. www.hilltopvoices.com is always available for you to cross-check and see what new is there. But of course, what new that I can highlight to you at this point in time is our interview with Honorable Fobi Chindos Simon. He was a member of Cameroon's parliament within the 8th and 9th legislature. We had an extensive conversation with him on an evaluation of the Pope visit, and he said lots of interesting things, especially on the way forward. And he's fronting for a continuous ceasefire, structured dialogue, and many other things. So you can read that at www.hilltopvoices.com, and you would regret. Enjoy your day. Goodbye.